everyone, I'm gonna be doing a voiceover on this tutorial and just kind of sharing with you guys what I'm doing. Right now I'm taking my Elmers Glue and putting it on my eyebrows so that way I can cover my eyebrows. You want to apply thick layers like the way that I did, and a tip that I've shared before is I usually lick the glue stick and then apply it on, and I dry it, and then I lick my finger and I run it through the brows so that way it can be very smooth. This gives you the best result, and it's like super smooth. It's not as cakey. Here I'm wiping it with a makeup wipe. If there's any excess chunks of glue, I don't want them to be there. Now I'm taking my Airspun and I'm setting that with translucent setting powder. And then you're lightly dusting it off. You don't want to be too harsh on the eyebrows because you don't want the glue to lift off and then create this cakiness. I'm taking my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, which I love because it's full coverage and it's amazing to cover eyebrows. On the eyebrows, you want to make sure you just tap, tap, tap so that way you're not moving the glue that's underneath. And then you take a sponge and just blend everything out. Then once again you set it again with the same translucent powder or setting powder that you have. Dust everything off. Make sure you're really light when you're going through the brows. Here I literally googled Nicki Minaj foundation shade, and she was a 3 or 4 in Match Masters, so I mixed a couple foundations just to kind of give me more golden look. And I put this on my face. I'm blending it like so. I also put some on my neck area as well, just to make sure everything's nice and blended. I then applied some under my eyes and my eyebrows, and when I applied on my eyebrows, I did tapping motions instead of the motion that I'm doing right now. And I'm just being dumb here. I know usually I don't really explain what I'm doing with my transformations, but I want to start changing things up and kind of like teaching as I go. I've learned that I love to get on people's pages and learn a few things, so hopefully you guys are able to get something out of this video. If not, I hope you guys think it's a cool transformation. Alright, so I'm starting with the same MAC Studio Finish Concealer in a lighter shade, and I'm doing this on my brow, but I'm just being very careful and just doing light tapping motions so that way the glue does not lift. I'm using this as my guideline for when I'm going to do the brows as well. I'm using the new Jeffree Star Orgy Palette. And I'm starting with just any soft light brown matte transition shade. This palette is a whole bunch of matte shades, but later in the video you'll see that I struggled blending some of the shades, so it took me a while. You can kind of start to see it get a little patchy, so I had to go back in with some bronzer just to kind of like blend it out. And you also want to be careful that you're not rubbing the brush. You need to be sure that you're tapping, especially because we glued down our brows. As you can see here, I'm like struggling to blend, but it gets better. Remember guys, the process is always not that cute, so you have to just keep going and trust your vision. Don't give up. At one point I did want to give up because look at this eyeshadow, it just wasn't blending, but I kept going, I kept building, and it started to work. Here I'm just taking darker browns and a smaller brush just to kind of tap in the areas where the color's not sticking. I didn't want to cut the crease with the concealer because I'm looking at a Nicki Minaj picture and I'm really trying to do the same look that she has, and her cut crease, it's not super clean, so I just go ahead and, you know, kind of cut it with the eyeshadow like I'm doing right now. Then I'm adding just a little brown to the corner. Nicki Minaj loves to have like this cut crease with this super wing liner. So doing this kind of like gives her that, like I feel like this look is her go-to look. Just like a cut crease and a bold liner. Sure what eyeliner I'm using. But I know it's pretty old because I was struggling to get it really dark. The eyeliner I'm using is Pretty Vulgar gel liner. I've had it for a while, so it took me a while to kind of get that liner nice and dark. I'm then applying some Miss 3D lashes, and I double stacked the corners just to give it more of that wing look that like Nicki Minaj had in the picture. Then again, I'm taking my Studio Finish concealer that I used for under my eyebrows, and I'm going to start highlighting. Nicki Minaj, she loves her super sculpted highlighted makeup. So I'm highlighting the parts of my face that I feel like she highlights most. Here I'm going to show you guys, it took a while for me to get the nose right just because I can't even draw a nose on paper. Like noses are so difficult for me. But I think I got it in the end a little bit. So you just have to keep doing it. But the highlight, I'm doing the highlight first and then I'll do the concealer afterwards. In the picture that I'm looking at, her lips are like really full and my lips are really not that full, but I noticed she does kind of have like this highlight on top of her lip. So I did that. I also did the chin. And now I'm just blending everything. Gotta cut that liner. Then I'm gonna set all my highlighted parts of my face with the same Airspun setting powder. I don't think this is translucent, it's actually a neutral shade, so it's actually gonna brighten up the areas a little more than a translucent powder would. I'm taking my Morphe 8H contour palette to contour my nose, my cheeks, my forehead, and to cover up just a little chunk of my chin because I know my chin is like super long and I freaking hate it, but whatevs, that's how God made me. When it comes to the nose area, you guys, like if you're doing a transformation and you really want to snatch that nose, don't be scared to go heavy. Like, don't be scared to feel like, oh my god, it's so dramatic. That's the point. Like, the point is to make it look like it's not your nose. So don't be scared to go a little darker. Don't be scared to be harsh on the lines. Here I'm taking my foundation, my regular foundation powder. It's from Maybelline, just to kind of highlight parts of the nose and blend out the rest of the contour. Doing the nostrils was such a tricky part for me, but in the end, it ended up coming out pretty good. The whole time I'm looking at a picture of Nicki Minaj and just trying to compare her features with mine and trying to mimic her features on my face. I seriously didn't think I was going to be able to achieve her nose, but I think I caught it. Now I'm moving on to the Cupid's bow. She kind of has like that indented thing above her lip and outlining my lips. I feel like her signature lip is like a really cute pink, and in the picture that I'm looking at, she does have a darker lip liner with a baby pink lipstick and some gloss on top. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Here, like I mentioned before, my chin is really long, and I know, guys, that I have this asymmetrical face, so I'm really trying my best to kind of like shorten my chin a little bit. I haven't mastered or really, I guess, looked for ways I could do that, like hide that, other than doing what I just did and adding shadow. If anybody has any tips on how I can shorten my chin with makeup, let me know, because I'm not too sure about the chin, but anyways, it ended up working. Brows, I'm using the same Jeffree Star Orgy Palette, and I think like 2 or 3 shades of eyeshadow for the eyebrows. In the picture that I saw, her brows were a very reddish brown tone, so I changed it up a little bit. I'm taking my foundation powder just to kind of ombre the eyebrows a little bit. Nicki Minaj, she kind of like always has like that signature brow. And then I'm just contouring my face a little different than I normally would, just because I'm basing it off the picture that I'm looking at. This was a baby pink lipstick that I have from MAC. The name, I don't know the name just because she scratched off the bottom of the thing, so I don't really know it. But I do believe it was like a limited edition lipstick. And then just some Morphe boho lip gloss, a little bit of highlighter. much it for the makeup look. She does always have like a very highlighted nose, but I hope you guys enjoy this transformation, and I'm hoping and praying that I can get more on the way of different celebrities. I'm like really into doing that now. So I'm excited to see who's gonna be next. Anyways, love you guys and God bless.